Hi guys. This is an attempt to read on Navalny and just what he wants to share through the cards. Just seeing if I see a cohesive message and what I know of the symbols and what I can put together, allowing him to use that symbology. So I'm just doing a quick reading here. I hope you all are doing well. I'm about ready to lose my voice. Hold on a minute. Okay. That's better. Don't want to tempt fate. So let's just see. I'm just looking to see if Mr. Navalny wants to share with us any type of message through these cards, what he would like to convey publicly. Okay, let's see what I get. Okay, here, come on my face. Okay, no wonder. I get the Magician. This is the card of communication and manifestation, connecting the world of thought and what is yet to be, what is yet thought, but has not yet manifest, but then by the action of the magician is made manifest in the world. So by the action of the will of the magician, they are a conduit between places, as above and so below. Forgive the wound back here. So I'm getting a green light that he would very much like to share a message. This is him in a communicative, literally, very highly communicative card. And being that he's a Gemini, I believe, and Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, I think often of the magician that way, anyhow, that communicator. As a Virgo, I think of like how I also like to communicate via my, simple channel here. And he too had a YouTube channel, Mr. Navalny. So, anyway, again, that message of don't give up. And it shows, though, there's a significant amount of hardship or being tested by through a number of different sources, and usually at once, you're stronger than you think. And also by connecting through to spirit, when you remember that, there is that connection. You notice the position of the human being on each card is very similar. There's here the wand is tipped upward and pointed downward. And here the wand that he's holding is literally the same, only it's smaller and he can hold it in one hand. So this is talking about knowing your power as an individual, and your ability to, I believe, communicate the truth and overcome great obstacles that you didn't think that you would ever make a difference in. So I think he's giving us encouragement to persevere and to state the truth and use our ability to communicate in as clever a way as we can to share and to make manifest a higher, a better world. To me, also with his desire to make Russia more democratic, so to speak, or at least however way that the people wanted it, and not the way dictator of one other kind that it is just perpetually had. Um, he wants to see it very much, I feel like, make its own choices. And so I think his energy is really strong here of don't give up, manifest, believe in your ability to handle much more adversity than you think. Keep, your mind also connected to the next world, our true home, and connect to it and use it, and your power, your energy, your ability to manifest, I believe, in this world, here, the things of the better nature, more peace, keep up with that, and human rights, and the environment, and other creatures, being respected and cared for properly. That all these things are worth fighting for. They're all worth fighting for, and that when we communicate, however way we do it, whether we go and we leave a flower, or we do it by lighting a candle within our own home in that privacy, because they do have the technology now to facially recognize these people digitally and find them out. So a lot of people, will really face serious consequences if they are discovered. And they are already apparently making arrests of people for leaving flowers, you know? So I think here's an encouragement to be stealthy as well with that magician. There's ways you can do it that keep that dissension active and alive, that anchor the energy for change to come through. That's what I'm getting. Okay, let's see what else I'm getting. Okay, he's giving me the card of mourning and grief with the 5 of Cups, and we're getting the Ace of Swords. To me, this is the harshness, I think, that people have endured, so much loss, and people grieving him, that he sees that, he's aware of it, and I think he's also very much appreciative of it. But there is an element of a harshness as well, I think, because of the way people are being treated that are trying to grieve and show him, because this is the card of grieving. So people, having come out in record numbers to do so is definitely leaving a message. And I think one that he's appreciative of, because he knows that for even doing something as simple as that, it's really a huge thing, a huge display of honor and respect. And I think he's, for one, very much appreciative with that Ace of Swords. Okay, there's clarity on it. Let me put that aside. Let's get the next card. cards next to, we had the Six of Pentacles and the Chariot. Well, this is about moving forward and helping one another, sending the assistance that others need, and that moves humanity and support much greater than you realize. It's might not seem like much, but I really think it does motivate and mobilize people. This could be also a message, I think, too, about being kind to people that are trying to travel, trying to get away, trying to get out of Russia with the election and where things just seem to be going. This is, to me, offering kindness as help and assistance to those that I think are dealing with financial hardships, you know, and might want to get out of there, might seek to move, be trying to move. So there's definitely, I think you could say, an encouragement to help those that are trying to flee. And I believe whether, no matter who they are, that don't want to be dealing with Putin's craziness, they should be helped. There should be a way to, by the rest of the world, to, I think, accommodate and help. And I think he is encouraging that. The world should help people that are trying to get out because it's a desperate situation to live under. And I think it's going to get worse because he's becoming more fearful of being forced out, a coup or, of some kind. And we've already hearing about some of his so-called supports are kind of fractured. There's more that are like, yeah, we don't want to be his cannon fodder. He's not sending the typical white Moscow guys off. It's also different areas where, sorry, hang on a minute. So I feel like there's an encouragement to other nations, to other, people, no matter where you are, to sponsor people, to help them if you can. That is really what we need in order to have we need immigrants. Places do better with immigrants. But to get them here legally, sponsorship is a good way. And there's a lot of people, I think, that are going to be wanting to leave Russia, have to leave that area, and possibly Ukraine as well. And I think there should be assistance for those that are in need. That's the message I'm getting. I also feel like, just looking at it, is also, I think, he's going to be helping. It's another thing, from the other side. And to remember to ask, for him to help or assist. He wants to help. He's not going to stop. And I think now he really has a vessel, so to speak, that he can go anywhere. Um, he may not have a physical body in this world, but he has greater freedom than we can imagine. And I think he'll be using it as much as he can to help. Okay. Now we're given the cards of the Five of Wands and the King of Cups. So much people coming and going. My mother just popped in. Anyway, absolutely crazy. And my daughter's friends. So, do excuse me, let me get right back. We have now the King of Cups and the Five of Wands. So there's a lot of fighting or arguing around a King of Cups. I'm sorry, excuse me. Now this, I think, is an aspect, I think, of Putin. And things just beginning to go into a full chaotic, even more chaotic descent. I think more people showing dissension toward Putin. That just came through. Sorry about the wound back. There's so much disruption here. All right, that's interesting. So he's showing what is for me a card that can be for Putin. Definitely dissension and more people rising up. And he's showing also the Eight of Cups, which is people walking away and leaving. And that's the Eight of Wands. So he gets two eights there. And I think this is showing the way that people choose to resist. It could be by leaving, more people trying to leave, and actually being activists that unfortunately, I think, face Putin's authority. This could be also people that are being sent off to these gulags. They can call it a penal colony. They can call it whatever they want to, but they're really notoriously bad. Never enough medicine and just basic human care, and it's on purpose so that they can really bother people. So I'm getting that from Navalny. I just want to see if I don't get any more. And he's showing us, I think, a way that Russians that want to dissent could do or will be doing, which is, I think, a lot of people still yet to leave. Now, he's got his election. Basically, it's his election coming up. But I feel like from now till the man is not in power, I think there's going to be people trying to leave. But I think it's going to start picking up again by what I'm being shown in the cards. And it's interesting, the messages are typical and do address, what he was all about and is all about and is helping on the other side with, and that is resilience in the face of oppression. And he is encouraging people that they don't have to do great acts of resistance, to be helpful, to be doing something. But he is showing that I think he is with the people that are out there that will be doing more activities that get sent away. But I think these people are well aware of the fact that they could go to these places. It's not, but I think people are getting to a point that they just don't care. That they be willing to endure such things. And I think that we're going to start to see that there will be more people that are just so disgusted that they will be willing to endure that. And I'm also getting a message I saw of troops, I think more of his own troops, the Russian troops, deserting. Because they're just not looked after as well as they could be. And as I was saying, there's also discrepancy in who they send out on the front lines, who's cannon fodder, and it's usually people from the that have less money. Not a surprise, from certain areas of Russia. So let me just see what else Navalny might want to say. What about Yulia, his wife? Well, here we get, again, a theme of, I think, trying to keep the nation captive, trying to keep Russia captive, trying to keep people in also, which is a little concerning. But making it so people are stuck, making it harder for people to leave. And this is for like families. It's harder for them to leave. It's harder because leaving takes money. And I just feel that it's a message to families. Also, the money, the economy, there's a certain degree of, I think, the issues with the sanctions and money as well. There's more sanctions that are coming on. But there was something else that is going to make them feel stuck. If I could just get that. I think it's also the brainwashing. The more I look at the card and the mentality of people that yet support someone like Putin. But it's equally a message about the captivity, keeping these people captive from living better lives, and when he could help them is just disgusting. And also, he keeps the wealth for himself with his palace and whatnot. To me, this is also locking up members of families. for, I think, the way this person is, got a um, covering the eyes. They're bound, and then there's swords all around them. To me, this is definitely where there's also differences within generations and family in the way of thinking. He's really messed up families and generations because he's been in power through several generations now. So I feel like we're given to know and understand the mindset of people in Russia, how they can become so compliant, and really any bit of resistance is pretty powerful to see all these people that were coming out, despite they know the trouble that they risk. There's something about Putin trying to control, I think, the greater society there, cracking down, I think, on people being able to leave if he already hasn't. See more of that. Let's see what else. I think he's showing me the women taking action and bringing the truth. So I feel like very much with regards to his wife, Yulia, and was it Evagena? I may not be getting her name right. If I'm not, it's my apologies. There's another wife of a dissident, and I think it's Kurzna Murra. Oh God, I'm so terrible with names. I can see his face in my mind, but I can't quite get the name right. Anyway, this feels like a really strong, no nonsense feminine energy that he's talking about when I ask about his wife. And I think the women that are going to be, frankly, in a larger number, I think, due to the constant death going on through Putin's war and just all a matter of ways. And you've got several different generations being affected also by this war. So I just feel like one of the things I've always been shown with both Trump and Putin is that women will have a very powerful effect in taking them down at the end of the day. And it sounds like it's some woo-woo fluffy stuff, but it's not. And I think that once we see the perspective from the longer angle, we'll see that all these women, like the likes of Stormy and E. Jean Carroll and Hillary Clinton and others, and Pelosi. And there's going to be a lot of women that end up having a very strong effect. And I think that so will Russia and Ukraine find more women in power. And this reminds me of that. More women who aren't fools and don't suffer them gladly, taking action. And so he's referencing women that take action and tell the truth, and they don't play games. And to me, that's his wife and other wives that are out, publicly speaking. He's talking about the weight of oppression, and I think the imprisonment especially is very harsh. And what I think is going to get worse for Russia is oppression and people being locked up. Just as we were getting cards earlier, more people that dissent will also get locked up. Um, and I think this is going to continue to build into, unfortunately, a ridiculous peak here of cruelty and just excessively heavy with people. I think that he's going to be so scared of his own shadow, so to speak, in wanting to keep his power, that he's trigger happy. And I feel like, his response is excessive. It is very dark, very heavy energy that is become just something's got to give. So we're being shown that this is a time of great darkness, and he brings a great darkness, and that he is a conduit for evil in this world. That's his purpose that he's chosen for himself, the role that he's chosen to take. I think he had an opportunity to do something better, but he chose the darkness, and that's what he's going to serve. Okay. But he's saying don't lose hope with the star. And that I believe that this is him showing up in his own reading, because he was a Gemini. And I feel like people like himself are working on the other side, working between worlds, just like the star is the dweller between worlds, bringing that conduit, that conscious awareness that comes from a higher plane to this earthly plane, and improving this world. And that he is very much active and present, even though we might not be able to see him in this realm. He's definitely going to be at work. That's a beautiful set of cards that he's sharing. And because this is him. And I think he'll be working to help those that do dissent and those that are imprisoned already. Is it Mirza? It might be his last name. I can't remember. Anyway, the Ace of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. He's saying, that this is going to be a really dramatic time with the great peaks and valleys here of the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. Emotionally, people, I think, are at wit's end, as they say. So there's mood shifts and swings. And I think people are tired of repression as well. And there's an overflow. And I think this might be why we're seeing more people than we would have thought showing up, despite the likelihood that many of them will be in trouble for doing so. There's the Ace of Pentacles. That's the earthly world here and realm. And the 10 of Cups. Blessings, bringing blessings, bringing help, bringing aid from, I feel like, where he's at and I think also quite literally from other places in the world that will be wanting to support people dissenting. It's interesting what he's shown. So I'm going to leave it there. Sorry for all the different background noise, but it's the best I could do given my circumstances, and I hope you found this interesting. I really did feel the cards difference, and what I felt were very interesting, and I feel like very poignant messages of encouragement for people to resist oppression no matter where you are, who you are, and what you're dealing with. So I will let you guys listen to this and play it back. It's kind of hard to be open, conscious, keep my conscious stream open, my conduit open, and with folks coming in and out. But I think I was able to continue to do so despite it. And thank you for your patience. Anyway, I will talk to you all later, and I hope you're doing well. Take care. And please do give me a thumbs up if you'd be so kind, if you appreciate these kinds of videos. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.